The Governor for NCDC.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Give me an opportunity to join pay tribute to this great Mai of our country, founding father of our country, former governor, governor of our province of New Ireland, Prime Minister 2 times, Sir Julius Chan. On behalf of our capital city, on behalf of our party too, and all our members in the country, Social Democratic Party, and on behalf of my family, I would like to firstly offer our condolence to his brother, Michael, his sister, to all the children, to Vanessa, Mark, Byron, and Toya. Also to our members of New Ireland, Treasurer, youth staff, Minister Bloyumi Long, Transport and Civil Aviation. Imelgeda family. Condolence to Toksori, Big Play Golo Plateau. Acting Governor Bloyumi Long, New Ireland, and Mr. Bloy. All the leaders Bloyumi Long, New Ireland. All my families Bloyumi Long Tabar na lo huristu. Big Play condolence Toksori mi extend him. Igolo Yuplagada. Big Play lost the Yumelgada. Me come to Parliament, one the Prime Minister of 2007. Sir Julius have been out of politics for 10 years, and he re-entered Parliament in 2007 too. So this 17 years, we have been together on this journey, for me as a member of Parliament. So during this time, I've come to respect, greatest respect to Sir Julius Chan, to his work, to his ideas. Not only it is a great privilege to serve a founding father of our country, but also a wise man with great wisdom. Makes some of us sometimes young and robust, humble. Me in particular, all of us have our stories with Sir Julius Chan. Me too got a story with Sir Julius Chan. Before I came into Parliament, we admired this man too. First Finance Minister, Yumelgeda Save, acting, Assistant Speaker, Pablo Kina de Toya. Not just that, but Central Bank. Not just that, but PNGBC na Agriculture Bank at the time now, all the financial institutions. I mean, no isip la something. Me don't come to Parliament yet, na me looking at Finance Minister, me something me wam great economist. I'm sim economics degree or some kind degree also. Na. But when I read his book, Playing the Game, I think me disappointed that this man I so admired. I mean, sim degree. I'm start college long Australia na. Sa play rugby na, I'm running motorbike na, I'm ko bump na, I'm no go long. Continuing his further education. But he was a determined man. Now in hindsight, you may give credit to Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Samari, and he deserves all the credit and accolades. Na. All the respect and honor you may give long him. Grand Chief Samari was determined and believed lo you he set a goal that Papua New Guinea must become independent. No what kind he divert him or undermine him or waver that sense of commitment. And that's a great achievement for Grand Chief Samari, and we must never forget, because plenty of time we take these things for granted. And it's not easy to put a nation together, especially a nation of 1,000 tribes, 860 languages. In 1975, you meet something like Brook yet. It needs very special people like Grand Chief Somare. And he deserves all the credit. But Sir Julius Chan tu igoli, plenty time you minister give him credit. You know what one library, one road, one building, lo name lo Sir Julius. So instead speaker me talk stuff, I mix emotion. Mixed emotion because I regret legally. Last year or year before, me thinking lo walking one time long grievance debate, I will pay tribute to Sir Julius. And I keep thinking of going to visit him in the recent past. I think I'll have a time. Maybe this time will happen, but it never happened. So one of my regrets in life, not going to see this man, who's a mentor, wise man, founding father, but also a very humble man. I can testify to this humbleness too. In his greatness, he's also humble. Time is tablausig long recovery or me recovery in Australia, or Gold Coast. He was also undergoing treatment too. There's a machine stablo long until I think he failed and I go stablo. But when he heard that I also was under emergency or recovering after hospitalization, him come visit me. I'm sick here, assistant speaker, members of parliament. But it took time to come and visit me. And I was still humble by this gesture. And it's the measure of this man. In his greatness, he's also humble. And it's one big lesson to you mean now leaders today. You must emulate him or think him or try to manifest it too. We want to do great things. We want to be great leaders. But we must be humble too in what we do and reach out, show empathy and sympathy and support our people. Be there for our people too. In 2019, got 80 years Christmas vlog. And I had the privilege to extend him invitation to come to me long. Be his guest, the place vlog and the Huris. Hey, this man was well respected by our people in New Ireland. Remember, you know Giselle, you talk, you know Gaman. The people of New Ireland held him in high regard. Ceremony I'm start long country belonganya minister below yumi lo civil aviation transport start lo 5 o'clock ya he going up lo 5 o'clock all man Mary lo New Ireland big man na Mary na mai to all come ksim taro na ksim miss na all gonna pig na come celebrate him life long him. Hey, mi pala governor ya mi, osem governor tu Mr. Lomos biya, man merino sa give me pig. Oh, one time also come. So mi woglo toklo Lady Stella. I think CJ is not just a governor; he's a great leader. Maybe if we are in a feudal system, and by one blah, emperor or something of that, and that's very fitting of him. He has earned that respect. He has earned my respect. And I say this too with no, short measure, because in his all his achievement too, which we all admire, one plus decision bongen too about Sandline. You make a kind ting longen. Me, I was involved in mobilizing the city of Port Moresby or countering this addition. But when I come to Parliament and look in respect, I respect this decision too. Mr. Speaker, members of Parliament, at the time, PNG Defence Force is working Operation Footloose 1, now Operation Footloose 2, all go on tablo Panguna, but BRA ready finish. They suffered wound, and they had to carry their wounded comrades down from Panguna. He come down. He come along East Coast now, he go down the West Coast. So some of these decisions leaders have to make. And they made a decision at the time. And Governor, Senior Bloyumi, Governor Blogal, me explain to please. Inquiry come up. You can look at it whichever way. But it was a decisive decision to, you can look at one of the unintended consequences that you make a peace accord on the Bougainville. So you can be this way or that way. Me yet, me mobilize more people. And I came to understand the measure of the man. You may look back your life long and apart from putting the monetary system together, decision that they make, like sending Kumul force down to Vanuatu to intervene, to protect the sovereignty of the country. Some members of parliament at the time, only I welcome this decision, but said Jay was committed. PNG must be a country that is coming of age, that can make his mind. New Zealand and Australia are not like Salim troops to support him, Father Walter Lini. Sir Julius Chan made the decision with the parliament at the time. And look at the outcome now. Vanuatu remained its integrity stuff, going to independence in 1980. And now they have the highest regard for our country and our people. Not plenty country in the world only admiring Papua New Guinea. But one decisive decision. You mean thinking to all 1980s? All like New Guinea Islands, all like breakaway and go. All the premiers at the time. And Sir Julius had to do what he has to do. The organic law was amended. Now you meet governors, governor of parliament. We can, by hindsight, look back and have a second thought and say maybe it's a wrong decision or so on. But he has to do what he has to do. Now you meet governors, members of parliament here, and the integrity of the state of Papua New Guinea is intact. That's the type of decision or leadership that we also need. Decisive. You mean no need to procrastinate. Losing igona. Decisions, whether it's popular or not, sometimes we must make decisions. And that's a great lesson that some of us have come to learn and try our best to emulate. Some of the time, even me too, me procrastinate. Some things I have to do in the city. Meeting me must work, but me along slack too. We continue to learn. So plenty, accolades you must give him, honor him, Sir Julius Chan. He lived this life for the service of our people, both in Namatanai and then New Ireland, and then Papua New Guinea. You miss Savetu, he never stopped thinking about Papua New Guinea until his death. You may look at Savaya. Prime Minister, I'm not losing government or opposition because I'm not like you. But all he wants is us to perform well in government. Your Prime Minister must perform well. Ministers must perform well. Maybe I'm thinking no good you mean I go opposition, but you must respect them. And me too, I think I must thinking no good me too, yeah. You start with the government, you know behind me. So let me not make him long against him anybody. He just want to teach us lessons. So you must pay him highest respect long and thank you, lo family belonging. All people below you, lo Tangar, lo Huris, Namatanai, New Ireland. You play vote him, come. To play them, you play Malolo long him, but you play Salim come back. I have been great privilege to share my time in Parliament with you, this great leader of our country. These are leaders where you may sample now, you may got kind degree in a master's, but all leaders at the time, they were masters in our culture and in our tradition and in leadership and wisdom of our ancestors. all karimi kam na, only put him strong foundation below you too. Some of the time you too must losing this kind degree below you kind. Now withdraw on the leadership and the values and the success of our people who had survived, lived on this land 50,000 years. Only not survived na sustainable coming up now if they had no good values and foundation, good ideas. Now you may line more kind of passing along ideas law, west na, east na, north na, south na. And it seems like we are not, acknowledging and vindicating the greatness of our ancestors too. And the people like Somare, leaders, I mean, Sir Julius Chan, Sematia Beyui, Ruben Taureka, Olgada Se John Gais, Yambake Oku, Sete Abal. These are leaders schooled in the culture and tradition and wisdom of our ancestors. And they set the foundation of country. We have to honor them and respect them. And we should never forget them. We like to thank you, Lord Prime Minister. Continue to honor and pay respect to Grand Chief. That story is a great story. Our people must never forget, now and into the future. They must never forget. And Sir Julius too, all leaders of the New Island, you must get ceremony belonging, if not in Keviang, at least in Huris. So our people too in New Island and PNJ Saul must never forget these great leaders who laid the foundation. Plenty you walk lose thing long earlier. We are forgetting. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Thank you once again, long family of Sir Julius Chan, sharing this great man with us, help him long, putting foundation of country together, bringing our country 50 years. Me talk sorry of some 8 months, 6 months time. I'm supposed to look him 50 years long. Hard work longen, walk longen, hand mark longen here. Him no come Lord's remark, but he's lived a great life, served his purpose. His life was a meaningful and purposeful life, and we are humble and thankful to him. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.